Hello, and welcome to the Global Love and Gratitude Water Meditation and Consciousness Experiment Series with the Water Peace Project. Together we are connecting through water for peace, a journey through water and your heart. Water holds the answers to all of our questions. Who are we? Where did we come from? And why are we here? Let's begin with a powerful clearing with the Ho'oponopono prayer. Please connect with your sincere heart and join in resonance by repeating 3 times after me. Water, I am sorry. Water, please forgive me. Water, I thank you. Water, I love you. Water, I am sorry. Water, please forgive me. Water, I thank you. Water, I love you. Water, I am sorry. Water, please forgive me. Water, I thank you. Water, I love you. We only have one Mother Water. Please connect with your sincere heart and direct your sincere love and gratitude to all water. For today's session, we will be reflecting on the words from Dr. Emoto's book, The Hidden Messages in Water. Chapter 2, The Portal into a Different World. Now, I would like to ask you to put down this book, pour a glass of water, and place it on the table before you. Or, if that's not possible, imagine that you have done it. What do you see in the glass? You can see the room that you're in, the scenery from the window, and the overall feeling around you, all recorded by the water. Water is something so common that we seldom pause to think about it. Although we drink it, wash with it, and cook with it every day of our lives, few people spend much time seriously thinking about water. But there is possibly nothing more mysterious. One of the most mysterious things about water is the simple fact that ice floats in it. When other substances move from the liquid to the solid state, the density of the molecules and atoms that form the solid increases, and the substance becomes relatively heavier. However, water particles align in a very regulated way, with many large spaces between them. When ice returns to water, the particles become hundreds of thousands of times more active. As the particles become more active, the spaces fill in, making the liquid form of water denser and heavier than the solid form. Water is at its heaviest at 4 degrees Celsius or 39 Fahrenheit. This is the temperature at which the active water particles fill the empty spaces of the molecular structure. As the temperature increases, the particles become even more active, which then lowers the density. For this reason, no matter how cold the temperature is above a lake or other such body of water, the temperature at the bottom remains stable at 4 degrees Celsius. The result is that the living creatures of the lake are able to survive long winters under the ice. If water behaved like other substances and the ice sank to the bottom, then what would happen? For one thing, we would probably not be here. Every time the temperature dropped, the bottom of the lakes and the oceans would become solid ice. All living creatures would die. Due to the fact that ice floats, even when the surface of the water becomes covered in ice, the environment below the ice allows life to go on. Water also has the unique ability to dissolve other substances and carry them away. Think about how much matter can be dissolved into water, and how difficult it is to return water to its original pure state. At semiconductor plants and chemical factories, special water purifiers are used to secure water that is extremely pure. But as soon as this water is placed in a container made of plastic or most other substances, impurities begin to dissolve. Maintaining water in a completely pure state is extremely difficult. It will not surprise you to learn that even tap water and water from streams that look perfectly clear contain many impurities and minerals. This ability of water to dissolve other substances creates a type of soup of life that supplies the oceans with the necessary nutrients that enable life. This soup became the birthplace of all living creatures on the earth. Indeed, water is the force that creates and gives life. Without water, particles wouldn't mix together or circulate. Water created chaos on the earth, and it also gave birth to order, resulting in a planet overflowing with life. It is an ancient belief that where there is water, there is life. In Japan, a place where water rose up from the ground was considered to be sacred and to have high energy levels, making it the ideal spot for erecting a shrine. Other spots were also designated as sacred because of the path of energy they emitted, and such spots were almost inevitably found to be above underground water. Water is the mother of life, while also being the energy for life. This is possible because of the unique characteristics of water. My investigation into the mysteries of water makes me think that water is something not of this earth. Why do you think there is so much water on the earth? Most explanations say that when the Earth was formed some 4.6 billion years ago, water turned to steam, evaporated, and formed rain that fell on the earth, resulting in the creation of the oceans. But it all started with the birth of the sun. Lumps of gas came together and started rotating, forming a red ball. The remaining dust and gases came together and formed the Earth and the other planets in the solar system. At this time, the Earth was still a ball of burning magma that contained hydrogen. As the magma cooled, the hydrogen evaporated into the newly formed atmosphere. But not all scholars agree with this theory, and some offer radically different alternatives. One such scholar is Louis Frank of the University of Iowa, who has proposed that water arrived on this planet in the form of lumps of ice from outer space. Professor Frank began his investigation when he became puzzled by the fact that satellite photographs show black spots. He reached the conclusion that these black spots were small comets that were falling to Earth. These mini comets are actually balls of water and ice weighing 100 tons or more and falling into the Earth's atmosphere at a rate of about 20 per minute, or 10 million per year. The theory is that these balls of ice bombarded the Earth 40 billion years ago, creating the seas and oceans, and this same phenomenon continues today. As the Earth's gravity pulls these ice comets into the atmosphere, the heat of the sun evaporates them and turns them into gas. As they fall 55 kilometers from outer space, the gas particles mix with the air in the atmosphere and are blown about, falling to the earth as rain or snow. A few years ago, an announcement by NASA and the University of Hawaii that Dr. Frank's theory does have credibility was widely publicized by the media. But there are still many scientists who refuse to accept this new way of looking at the world. If this new approach were to gain widespread credibility, it would require that many of the books in the world's libraries to be rewritten. It would have an impact on almost all of the scientific theories related to life on this planet, such as the origin of man and Darwin's theory of evolution. It is universally accepted that there can be no life without water, and if we accept that water, the source of all life, was sent from outer space, then logic leads us to the conclusion that all life, including that of human beings, is alien to this planet. But if we go along with this theory of water being extraterrestrial, then perhaps we can better understand the many unusual characteristics of water. Why does ice float? Why is water able to dissolve so much? Why is a towel able to soak up water, seemingly in defiance of the laws of gravity? From the standpoint that water is not of this world, these and other mysteries surrounding water may seem a little less difficult to understand. Water from outer space, it may seem a little too far-fetched. But doesn't it also tickle your imagination? After water has completed its long journey through the cosmos, it begins its next phase of travels on our planet. The lumps of ice arrive on Earth, and then they become clouds and eventually fall to the earth as rain or snow. The water then washes the mountains, steeps into the ground, becoming rich in minerals, and then rises to the surface again. From rivers to oceans, the sun evaporates water and returns it to the atmosphere to once again form clouds. This water and the minerals that it carries through this cycle are what make life possible. The carbon dioxide in the atmosphere melts into the oceans and enables photosynthesis, creating a perfectly balanced ecological system. The ocean is where the first speck of life emerged, some 3.8 billion years ago. The speck evolved into algae capable of photosynthesis, resulting in the first supply of oxygen. This oxygen, interacting with ultraviolet rays from the sun, encased the earth in a protective veil called the ozone layer. Then, some 420 million years ago, life took its first step out of the water and freed itself from the depths of the ocean with the help of oxygen and the ozone layer. The birth of our humanoid parents is believed to have taken place only 20 million years ago in Africa. If we consider the Earth's 4.6 billion year history as constituting 1 year, the human being was born at 8 o'clock in the evening on the final day, all made possible by the formation of oxygen and the ozone layer. And the force that created life and allowed life to evolve was, of course, water. Water was able to do this because it has the unique ability to dissolve the required nutrients for life and carry them from the mountains and rivers into the oceans. So next we ask ourselves if this grand drama of life is just an accident. When we think of the plot that began at a time so distant in the past as to tax our imaginations, the birth of life on this planet, leading to the creation of a perfect system that enabled evolution. We cannot help but feel that a grand intention was somehow involved. Kazu Murakami, Professor Emeritus of Tsukuba University, received global attention for interpreting the oxide DNA called renin. His take on this question is that the more you understand DNA, the more you are forced to admit that some hand played a role in the recording of so much minute and elaborate information in such small spaces. The term he uses to describe this existence is something great. The grand drama of water and life cannot be explained if we exclude the existence of something great. Even now, the storyboard continues to unfold in accordance with the scenario written by the grand intentions of the cosmos. What information did ancient water bring with it when it left outer space and fell to earth? We can assume that it carried the program needed for the development of life. And now, I hope you are beginning to get a clear image of what life is all about. Water that falls from the sky takes scores or sometimes hundreds of years to seep into the ground and become groundwater. Joan S. Davis of the Zurich Technical University has conducted research into river water for some 30 years in Switzerland, and she refers to it with the expression wise water. By contrast, she refers to the water that has recently fallen as juvenile water. In the process of falling to the earth, seeping into the ground, and then emerging, water obtains information from the various minerals and becomes wise. After 30 years as a professor, Joan has retired from the university and now conducts her own research. At a symposium in Switzerland, I had the honor of giving a presentation alongside her. The focus of her research is water processing. The current system of supplying water through long pipes results in water that is not extremely healthy for the body. When water is exposed to high pressure and flows straight through pipes, the water clusters break down, letting minerals escape. And so Joan has focused her attention on finding simple ways to supply healthy water to large numbers of people, including the poor. One of her suggestions is to use crystals. This is where we will end today's reading session from the book The Hidden Messages in Water by Dr. Emoto. Thank you for taking this journey with us. Let us end today's session with the Grand Invocation in Japanese from Dr. Emoto, recorded in July of 2011. The Grand Invocation meaning in English. The eternal power of the universe has gathered itself to create a world of true and grand harmony.
大断言、宇宙の無限の力が凝り凝って、誠の大和の御代がなりなった。思わ宇宙の無限の力が凝り凝って、誠の大和の御代がなりなった。宇宙の無限の力が凝り凝って、誠の大和の御代が